So when you shop or get dressed, do you consider the environment? Well, most people don't, but there is one organization that is working to change that. They are at the forefront of conversation about sustainability in fashion. And here with more is CEO Samata Pattinson. I've been vegan for 3 years, so I learned so much about the fashion industry and how harmful fashion was to our environment. So explain what fast fashion is for people who are just not making that connection and why it is harmful.
Fast fashion model relies on overproduction, which means we're hammering nature's resources. Clothing comes from somewhere. You know, your clothing, it comes from farms, it comes from fields. It uses water, it contributes to river pollution, it contributes to deforestation. And the thing I love about sustainability is that if you're in it for the right reasons, you're in it because you care about the environment, you're passionate about conservation, you're passionate about indigenous communities and protecting their rights.
For someone, like me, or someone who is just realizing through this interview, wow, this is the impact that what I am buying for the fun of fashion is having on the world and the environment. How would you suggest they get started leaning into making a change? Because it can be overwhelming.
You're right, it can be super, super overwhelming, which is why I like thinking about the big thing, the big stat, like, okay, fashion contributes as an industry, 7% of greenhouse gas emissions come from the fashion industry. So we really need to how can we reduce our carbon imprint? And then it's taking that into the home and it's doing things like air drying your clothing when you don't need to machine wash it. It's things like washing your clothing on a lower temperature because 90% of the energy used in a washing machine goes to heating up the water. It's looking after your garments because a big part of sustainability is the fact that we're throwing away so many things now. And then I would say when it comes to outside of the home, think about what you're buying and try and look at the clothing label. Those labels give you a story about your garment. They tell you where it was made, where it came from, and with that information you can start making decisions about whether that's something you want to buy or not.
How do you all end up collaborating and working with a particular celebrity or star? And then what do you ask of them as they walk the red carpet?
The beautiful thing about a platform like the Academy is that you have people watching from all over the world. And so you have a great opportunity to reach a mainstream audience and to talk to them about sustainability, but do it in a way that is exciting to them. Because apart from the films and seeing talent being honored, one of the other things that's really exciting for lots of people about the Academy Awards is that run up to the show and the red carpet. So being on that red carpet and being able to collaborate with different people, different talent. We've worked with talent from over 21 different countries. And sometimes the talent is approaching us now and saying, we saw last year, we think it's amazing, we'd love to be part of it. But we like to pick people who represent different demographics because it's really important that when you're talking about sustainability, you have people that are able to relate to different audiences.
Talk about some of the designers that you've worked with.
We worked with brands like Vivienne Westwood, who's just a pioneer when it comes to sustainability. Working with her is a joy because she's one of those designers that can see something beautiful in anything. One of our dresses, it's if you think about a sequin sheet, it was Priyanka Bose's dress, but it's when you make sequins, you have a plastic sheet and you punch the holes in it. And normally the sequins are what you take, they're the holes and you use the sequins. But with one of our dresses, the Vivienne Westwood team took the sheet, which is normally what you throw away, and they incorporated it into the bodice of this dress. And I love working with designers like that because I think anyone who can start seeing that waste is only waste if you waste it already has a sustainable mindset, because so much of what we're doing in fashion is wasting, and instead we can reimagine it into something else.
Give us a kind of a perspective on what it is like to work with Susie Amos and James Cameron, given their vision and how they are trying to change the world.
It's the most fearless and energized I've ever felt, because working with people who really, really want to leave this planet in a different and better space than they left it definitely makes me feel like I can make a difference.
Samata, thank you. And thank you for all you do to make the world a better place.